Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be analyzing GBPCHF, USDJPY and EURAUD. As you know the mandate, I always start at the higher time frame to see how the price has been moving in the past and where it is right now. So as you can see here, we have a strong support level right here. See with this test, it has been retested here. It violated it, trapped people on the wrong side, came up and retested it before pushing upwards. So we see this move here and then these rejections as a double bottom. So this is the neckline. This is the neckline right here. This neckline right here. So we know we are expecting price to move towards that neckline like that. What else do we see? We see that we have a bearish trend right here. You see we had a first touch here, second touch here, and a violation. And you know, with a violation, I always say when I see a violation of a trend line, I'm always expecting a move towards the upside to break the trend line right there. As you can see, this trend line was broken. Now we are correcting here to retest this trend line before we push back up towards the upside. So what else do we see? We see we had an impulse and now we are in a correction. So we know impulse, correction, we are expecting another impulse towards that level there. So we have a lot of confirmations for our move right there. So I'll just place this right here so that we can see clearly what else is happening here. So when you go to the low time frame, we see here we had a strong zone right here. It was a double top, came down, retested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 times before pushing downwards. What else do we see here? We see this level like this, and to make it a pattern, this is what we will be drawing here. So we see from this point here, it went up, retested, came down, went here, tested it, came down again. From here on our third touch, trapped people on the wrong side before pushing down and retesting this trend line. Then now it's underway towards our level right there. So this is where we know we'll be expecting price push like this and then move towards the upside. So this is where I'll be expecting price to violate this trend line right here like this before pushing towards the upside to continue this impulse leg that we see right here. So but for now we are looking for sells towards this level here and we can capitalize on that. So let's move towards the lower time frame to see what's happening here. From here we see that price retested here, formed a double top and it was retested right here. The neckline was retested right here and then price pushed downwards again. So we see an impulse leg here and a correction here. So when you draw the trend lines, we can see that this is our wedge, our rising wedge. So we know whenever we see a rising wedge, in any move. If it's from a bearish move, we're expecting price to continue. If it's from an impulse move, we're expecting price to reverse. So from here we know this is a continuation pattern to take towards this level right here before we move to the upside to take buys here to go to the upside. So how can we capitalize on this one here? Can drop it down to lower time frame, come here. As you can see here, there's this level here that hasn't been retested properly here. See here, it's a strong level here, so price recently crossed this level and we had a minor retest here. However, I'm still expecting price to come back again to retest this level on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see here, expecting price to come back again to retest this level. Retest level here and then continue towards the downside. So with our stop loss here and first target and our final target will be there. Why do we put a stop loss here? It's because if price comes back and hits our stop loss, this wedge will be invalidated, means we'll be going for buys here. That's why we put a stop loss here at our invalidation point, not where we are comfortable, but where we know if it's hit it will be invalidated. So that's what we're expecting for GBPCHF in the coming days, expecting a move like this to complete this move right here, this bearish move right here. You can also see that we have a trend right here. We have a bearish trend here, which further confirms the move that we are waiting for on the upside. So see here where the first touch, second touch, and a third touch trapped people on the wrong side, and then crossed our correction pattern here, corrective pattern. So whenever we see a trap on the wrong side, we know we're expecting price to come back and retest the trend properly, as we saw right here. When price retested here, trap people on the wrong side, it came back to retest this trend line properly before pushing down. So even here, we're expecting price to come here, retest this trend line properly, before pushing downwards. And on our third touch right here, which will be a violation of this touch, we're expecting a violation of this one and this one. So will be a double confirmation to take that trade towards the upside for our swing buys, as you can see right here, expecting a violation then push towards the upside. Other than that, let's move to USDJPY. As you can see here, price has been consolidating here for a few months now. See a consolidation, pushed up, then started consolidating for a few months right here. So this type of correction was in a rectangle like formation. So this is how it's been for the last few months. I'm starting it here because it's our most recent correction, as you can see from this point here. So where the recent correction started right here. So whenever price came in, it went here, triple the wrong side, pushed down, retested here, went down, went up again. From here it pushed down, from here up, from here down, rejected, pushed up, from here rejected, pushed down, then triple on the wrong side, went up, retested, and then now it pushed up towards this level. And we see here we had an impulse, and we can see these higher highs and higher lows forming, which may be a structure forming, a reversal structure forming. So let's go to the daily time frame to see what's happening there. When we connect our trend lines, you know it takes 2 points to connect the trend lines, with the third one confirming or validating that trend line. So we may have 1, 2, and then the third one will validate this trend line. So it will make this trend line valid, which means we can take entries from this point right here. And we see from this point again, it's our resistance zone. So we'll be having double confirmations for our sell to take towards the downside. So we know we're expecting some form of a structure here, double top or head and shoulders, any type of structure, reversal structure right here on the third touch, and then price will push down, come and retest this zone again properly, and then push towards the downside, retest our rising flag, and then complete our move towards this strong support zone right there. So remember what I told you about any rising pattern. You can use any rising pattern on any move, whether it came from a bullish move or a bearish move. So from a bullish move, a rising flag is a reversal pattern. From a bearish move, rising flag is a continuation. So from here we're expecting a reversal pattern forming here, trapping people on the wrong side before pushing back down into this flag, and then moving down towards our zone right there. So this will be a swing entry that will be swinging for a few months towards this point right there. And Euro AUD. Euro AUD, we can see we had a impulse and a correction, so we know we're expecting another impulse here in the coming months or even years. So when we draw our structure here, you can see we had a flag right here, a flag right here from this impulsive move. So we know what I just mentioned earlier. If we had a flag, a rising flag from a bearish move, then we know it will act as a continuation. So expecting a continuation of this move like this. From here. So that will be the final target right there. Other than that, let's drop it down to the lower time frame to see what's happening. So from here we saw that we had a first touch here, second touch here, and a third touch which trapped people on the wrong side before coming back again into this flag here. So we see this also, this rejection right here showed to us that the price was not moving towards the upside but coming back down to continue our sales here. So from this impulse we saw this pattern forming here, this continuation pattern forming there. So this continuation pattern forming there, and then price went down again. So here What are we seeing? Let me go back to the weekly so that I can show you even clearly here. Adjusting this touch here, it's our recent touch, so I'll put it there. We see that we had a strong resistance right there. 1, 2, 3 people on the wrong side here. When it came in, it retested this level again before pushing downwards. What else do we see? We see another level right here. It was retested here, here, 3 people on the wrong side came down, 3 people on the wrong side came down. When it finally crossed, it retested, pushed up, retested, pushed up. Soon it crossed, recently it crossed, and now it's retested right here. So retested right here, so we know we are expecting a push towards that trend line right there. So let's stop it to the lower time frame to see what's happening here. As we can see here, right here, we had a left shoulder, head, and a right shoulder right there. So which validates that we will be looking for sales in the coming weeks towards our trend line right there. So let me show you. So our left shoulder, head, and our right shoulder there, and it goes with its neckline, which was also a strong support zone, as you can see here. So for this pattern to be validated, we're expecting this neckline to be violated, retested, then our sales will be ready, taking them to what's this point here. That's the first option. Second one, price may move back towards this point here to retest this level before coming down and dropping like this. So let's go to the lower time frame to see what's happening there and how we can capitalize on this. So from here, you can see that price has been playing around a bit on this level here, not giving us any reversal pattern. However, we see that we have some sort of an expanding pattern forming right here. With our first touch, second touch here, first touch and second touch here, and first touch and second touch on this side as well. We see we have another level right here, strong level right there. So moving towards a lower time frame, we can see that we are having rejections at the support level right there. So what will validate us going for buys? It will be a cross of this neckline, which will mean this will be our double bottom, a retest, and then the price will push towards the upside, and from there on we'll be waiting to see how the price reacts when it gets to this area here. If it crosses and breaks this trend line and the zone, we'll be expecting a retest, which will mean this will be our double bottom to reverse this whole move here to take towards the upside. However, if it reverses from this level going out towards the downside, then we know that this zone will probably be broken and price will be retesting this strong neckline right here, retesting the strong neckline, and we'll be taking our sales towards the downside, right there, like this. So even from this level right here, whatever is happening here, we'll have to wait. Price may cross here. If it crosses this level, we'll be taking our retest here and then towards the downside. If it decides to go for buys one more time, the only time we'll be taking those buys is when it crosses this neckline right here and retesting it, then we'll be taking those buys towards that target right there. So we are done with that one. Let's review our Bitcoin entry that we had last week. So as we said, we had a double bottom here, a cross and a retest here in form of a wedge, and then we were expecting price was here, was around this level here. We're expecting price to cross the trend line to move toward that level right here to complete this continuation of this move right here. So on our 1 hour time frame, we had a double bottom, a cross and a retest right here, which is where we took our entry, and our first target was here, which was hit right here, and our second target was here, which was hit right here. Our final target is there on the upside. So we can, as we can see here, this level right here has recently been crossed, so we know we're expecting a retest right here, before price completes our entire move across an impulse correction and another impulse towards that upside right there. So the only time we'll be re-entering again is if price comes here to retest this level here and then pushing again towards the upside. If we see a reversal pattern, or a reversal pattern, maybe a candlestick pattern forming here, then we know that price is not ready to break this level here, because an evening star or a bearish arami may form right here to push price back towards this zone right here. But what we need to do is wait to see what the price does first here. If this course is confirmed, then we'll be expecting a retest and enter again, add on our trades from here and push towards the upside right on our final target right there. Other than that, we are done, and I'll see you on the next video.